So, hello, this message is for Gemini. And Gemini, it's a full moon coming. I'm sure the Gemini, can feel the energy coming through already. Um, and the message, just one message that I want to say to the Gemini that came through, because I'm feeling the energy too. And one of the messages that I thought is that Gemini is an air sign. And sometimes, when I'm with my friends and they, just common things about Gemini, everybody likes to talk about. But I'm always a person who's like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm not a Gemini, but I want to speak on their behalf. And some people, I've heard things like, oh, they can be flighty, or it will be, like not sticking to something. And the one thing I always like to say is, if you have to think of it as, really the Gemini is riding the wave. I mean, it's something the Gemini makes themselves open to the energy all the time. I mean, whether you know it or not, being that air sign and being a Gemini, the energy guides you to do things. And sometimes it may seem like to another person that, oh, well, they're kind of, one day it's this, one day it's that. But that's really how I like to see it. The Gemini really does open their self up for the energy to push them into directions. And so the one thing about this full moon being in Gemini, and I made that 12 sign message. So go back and read that, because with the energy being this way, Gemini, it's really imperative that you take rest, sit and contemplate, and go back and read that and listen to that 12 sign introduction that I made. So now let's see what your card is going to be for Gemini. I'm just shuffling the cards here. Like I said, I can really feel that Gemini energy. So the message for Gemini right now is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess card is coming through for you, Gemini. And what this is telling me, Gemini, is that the High Priestess, it means a lot of things. I have to say, I am Luna Supreme. I am the High Priestess. I am loyal to the light, and I surrender myself to the light. And what all of this means for you, Gemini, is that it's a person in your life that's coming through to you that you admire, and you are gravitating towards that person, Gemini, because you're feeling the energy. Like I said, a Gemini will ride that wave, will make themselves open for the energy to push them, for the divine to push them in a certain direction. And so Gemini, the energy is trying to push you in the direction of the High Priestess. So if there's a Gemini out there that's feeling some type of gravitational towards a person, it's just something about this person where you're feeling a mysteriously. The High Priestess has a lot of knowledge. It can be scary at first, because with a lot of knowledge and wisdom, it can scare people. But not you, Gemini. You want to know more. You want to know more. You want to hear some stuff. And so I feel the energy is just telling you, Gemini, that once you sit and think to yourself and the feelings that you've been having, and you think about the high priestess, ride the wave. Let the energy take you in that direction of the high priestess. So Gemini, that's your message.